Hi folks, I just want to run you through the Excel transformations package. It's basically, as most of you already know, where you can convert your register classes in FrontOFFICE into Excel in one shot and have them stored both locally and on the network so that others can have access to them whenever they need. You can also do it by teacher and even by subject. There's a little adjustment you need to make there, but I'll show you that for now until we've built it in with code. But you'll see what I mean. So basically, my father had built a crude version of this before, and it worked extremely well, but often required a bit of setup within each school. So Kyle worked extremely hard, quite some time ago actually, at building it so that it was extremely intuitive and very nicely presented as a front end in terms of user friendliness and ease of installation. Basically, if you go to Dropbox, as you'll know already, it's been there for a while, is the FrontXL SM module. So now basically what you can do is you can basically just copy this folder and go to your CIsoft and right click and paste. I've already got it there. And then what I suggest you do is what you have to do is to cut that FrontXLStransformations out of there and paste it into your CIsoft. I mean, you don't have to do that because you could throw this shortcut to the desktop to this from anywhere really, so it could be in there. But I do like the particular modules, front-end modules of relevance to be in the ISOF folder itself, because what we're aiming towards eventually is for Kyle and I to build Caroline and I to build a master front end, so to speak, that when you open it you can choose from any of the modules, whether it be email or SMS or front office admin or academics or the debtors package or the finance package or subject packages or any of the modules that we have. There's loads of different things. I preferably cut it out of there and paste it into your CISO folder, then simply open it. At the moment the default links are if you go to link table manager, you can see CIsoft data current, or you can just hover your mouse over the links and see where they're linked to. At the moment it's CIsoft data current. You don't want that link in there because you shouldn't have a data current file in your CIsoft folder unless you are the server, and there's very few of you out there that are. Most of you are linked properly to a file server with the data on there. So what you need to do is just quite simply refresh links, and what it'll do is it'll go and look at your front office, see where it's linked, and it'll link it where it needs to go. My front office just so happens to be linked to CIsoft data current, so it's left it as the same. Then if you want, you can create reg class folders if you just want to deal with that for now. So you hit register folders there, and it'll say they've been created. And if you were to go to your CIsoft, you will see this class list folder, and in there you would see the registers folder as well. Now if you hit the create all folders, I've already done it before obviously, so they were there already, as you could have seen. It makes the subjects and the teachers. So let's just do the register classes first. If I hit that button, you'll see it'll start rifling through Excel documents and creating. You can actually watch it happen. It lists the learners. So you can actually see the learners being populated they get populated onto almost a sort of temporary Excel sheet, if you like, and then that gets pasted into a preset template. And I'll go in and show you how you can actually manipulate your template so you can have it looking the way you want. If I recall correctly, that's how my dad created it first. I have to give it a quick test and see, but I'm sure it's still the same. And you can see that actually on the switchboard here, you can actually see the class that it's doing at any given point in time. So we'll let that carry on, and I'll pause for now until it's finished. You don't have to sit through the whole thing. Right, I wanted to say something else while it's doing this. That's another reason I would like the FrontOFFICE, the FrontXLSTransformations stored in the CISOF folder, because we'll also be building, updates that update anything, any of the FrontOFFICE. If I could just find my CISOF folder here. Any of the FrontOFFICE modules that we work on, including the markbook to come and things like that. So that and the updates will target that specifically. For instance, one update I want to do to this already is, Carl and I discussed it, that when we created this with Dad way back in the day, he we thought, look at this, you can actually see the kids populating up and down. It looked magic, and while it was great for sort of display purposes, we realized, well, actually it takes a bit longer. You can employ code to make these things do it whilst hidden. And then all you would see is the register classes as it went through it, and it would rifle through them and create them a lot quicker. So that would probably be one of the first updates to come out. Right, so that's done its thing. So you could actually go to your class list in CISOF, and you can see them all there, and possibly click on one and you'd be able to see the learners in that register class. That was the formatting of it, by the way, so if I'm correct, it might be winging it here a little bit, but let me just find it first, and then okay, so it's this one here, this reg class transform. If I open this, you can actually see there is the template. So you could sit and change these colors, and look, there is code behind here. So don't get too funny. If you know what you're doing, you're welcome to obviously have a look. You can always go to Dropbox and replace this file, and it'll carry on doing its thing if you think that you've messed something up. But yeah, you can change the templates here and make it prettier and what have you. It's never been one of my greatest gifts, to be honest. Then what you can do as well is, if you only want to do one class, say a new learner's arrived and you just want to update that class, you can put in, let's just see, what do we have in there, 12. So we can put in 12A1 and it will do just that class specifically. Hit it there, and you can see the register class 12A1 is coming out. Now, these are for the teachers, so if you want to put the academic classes now into teacher folders, so let's say you choose, let's say grade 4, I just want to go to the class lists, let's just, let's just delete those so that we can view them again. Please hurry up. Okay, then we should be able to say create all folders, and those folders should be back. There you go. Okay, but obviously there's nothing in them. So now what you do is you put grade 4 in and you say create teacher folders, classes and teacher folders. Now once again, I'll spare you the entire process, but there you can see it in action. and it's generated the class list. So if I was to go to the teachers folder, by putting this details section on the right hand side, if you go to view details pane, you can actually see the contents of a folder. So if I click on the guide, you can see there's an Excel document in there. So this is obviously a grade 4 teacher, because I've only done grade 4. So there you go, grade 4, 11 Sparta clip. So if I go to, my Afrikaans is so terrible, excuse me. So if I go to, I have friends working on it with me though. Keep clicking down here. So FISA obviously is also obviously also a grade 4 teacher, and then you can see his classes. We could click on one, for instance. Alright, just say yes if you get that message. I don't always get that message. Oh right, it's got to do with you know, the old versions of XLS, the file extensions for the old versions of Office with .xls and .xlsx or whatever it is now. Just like you've got .mdb and .acdb these days, but it still reads the old version, so it's not a problem. And yeah, there you go. So that's for the teachers. Now there is a slight little fix that I'm trying to do with the subjects one, and I haven't quite nailed it down yet, but I can show you a little workaround in the meantime. If you go to queries, like I've just done in my queries, in my objects, my access objects section in the navigation pane, I think it's this. Let's just have a look here. This table here. What we do is we go and we go to class ID. You can see this criteria here, and what this criteria is supposed to do is oh wait, I'll tell you what it is. No, that's what I was working on. We're going to get it to switch queries, because what we found was that we had to put a different set of criteria in here, but we have to get it to switch record sets, which is a technical thing. You don't have to worry about it, but basically you can come in here and tell this thing to look at class S instead of class, and that basically, and then you close that and you save it and you say yes, and that basically is telling it to look here, alright, instead of here. So that was the issue we were having with that before. So if I was to go now and grade 4, sorry folks, I realize there's another adjustment I have to make, but that's fine. As I say, we'll get an update out for that in due course. In the interim, you can at least have access to your registers or even your academic classes by teacher, and then what you can do is you can say create desktop shortcuts so that you have access to them as well, so that you can just see a shortcut on your desktop and be able to access them without having to go into the ISOF folder. And then what you can do is you can also say classlist folder, copy classlist folder to server. In my case, the server is actually the CISOF folder, so it's not going to do that now, but if you hit that copy, it will paste it to your server location, and then of course you can even choose to copy the list to a chosen location. So if I went to, well, let's go to cloud, and I could pop them into my cloud. Sorry, that one doesn't like that. And you would see that's because the file already existed in the previous place. But alright, so you can choose where to copy your folders. Right, that concludes the transformations. If you have a problem there, folks, just hang in for a bit. We're going to finish the SAMS exports this week, and then we'll be tackling these bits and bobs as well as academic overhauls and markbook release. etc., etc. Lots to come, lots to do. Good luck. Good night.